Hi guys, we've got Konstantin Weiss, information architect from IA, from Switzerland. Konstantin just had a talk about containerization hardware of the web, and I would like to ask you a few questions about the subject of your speech there. What in fact is containerization of the web? Can you spell it, by the way?
Yeah, containerization.
Containerization, this is what I said.
I practice it a few more times. Well, first of all, the thing about containers, it comes not from the web. It comes from the shipping containers. And the thing is that it's basically setting standards for transport. And the thing about containers is that there is a division between the guys who want to ship something. So they would put it inside the container, then the container would be sealed, and then there is another bunch of people who are responsible for shipping this container. And each of these sides has nothing to do with each other. You just pay, the shippers, and then they will ship the container. And since the container in itself is standardized, it works kind of as an interface. It works as in our language, kind of an API between the ones who want to ship content and the ones who can deliver this technology to ship content. And
so you can stick it to any ship, to any car.
The way it works is, since the containers are all the same, all the cranes are can take any container. All the trucks, railway, whatever it is, they are suited to take exactly these measurements of the containers.
The container to the truck,
And then you can stack the containers, and you have like the twist locks in between the containers so that containers don't fall off.
Integration, yeah. Okay, got it. And
now the web, right?
Yeah, now the web.
So how does
you put
it work?
The web inside a container, right? And you ship it to India, for example. And there are millions of guys who are good at web development.
Yeah, they will do basically, right? The mechanical Turk thing. No, the thing about the web is that the web has something like kind of a skin, a presentation layer to us, but it's not so much standardized, and there's been a lot of effort in order to do that. But the container principle starts there, where you say, okay, let's not do anything that you can do with HTML, JavaScript, and the like. But let's stick to one simple principle where you have content and you stack this content vertically. And you don't put it next to each other and put one inside the other and then make interdependencies.
To simplify this idea.
Yes, you make kind of boxes, and these boxes don't interfere with each other.
They're autonomous.
Yes. That would be the word. And then you can place these boxes wherever you want, because they don't interfere with the other boxes.
So what are the main principles of this containerization of the web?
I call it the containerist. This is the containerist.
C of the web, yeah?
The C of the web.
Yeah.
So the basic principle is that a web page is a stack of autonomous containers. And a stack meaning not like a
grid.
Yeah, not a grid or not a Tetris. Right?
Okay.
Good. And then there are some principles to it, like for instance that you can place it wherever you want, that you can reuse container types, that you can reuse the same container and place it to other pages. And then there is one last principle that I'm working on right now. It's the federation, where you can say,
so
this container, it's the sixth one, yeah. It's the principle where you can take that one container and place it to a completely different domain. Or you can take that container and get the structure of that container so that it's readable for machines, and these machines will process the information and will get something else out of it.
So it's a state of the art of reuse then?
The thing is that we've been thinking along lines of programs for now decades. So you would have, if you would want to write a text, that has nothing to do with the web right now, but if you want to write a text, you would have to choose a program first, and then you would put your content into that program, and you would never get it back. like Microsoft Word, have fun with exporting into something else. Something will break, right? And that's
we have nothing against Microsoft, of course.
No, it's an overall.
Yeah,
it's an overall.
And where you have to when you export
you have
and
the
convert,
same with you have the same with Apple products and the same with our products. It doesn't matter who is the. And the thing is that many people don't question this and say this is something. It has to work like that. No, it was a conscious decision those days by Jobs and by Gates, where they said, if we do it in this way, we can sell the programs. The container principle goes the other way around and says there is a structural way of accessing this container, and then you have the content that can be processed by programs, and then you apply the programs to it. So if that's a program that, for instance, puts something on a map, it would read the mapping from the coordinates from that container content. If that's a program that rather is about prices, it would take the price of this object that is inside the container. And the container doesn't have to belong to an application.
I got it. Okay. Are there any tools ready to use that support this methodology, this idea?
Yeah.
Already on the market?
Yes, there are, and it depends on kind of what level you want to do it. So on a basic level, it's good.
I think the third level would be more interesting.
Okay, the third level. On the third level, kind of on the federation level, there are no tools yet.
Okay.
And there are ambitions from other parties who do something similar, but it's not exactly the same. It's, for instance, the Polymer project, where you would have also pieces, technically spoken pieces, which are autonomous. Then you would have something like the smallest federated wiki. It's also based on the idea that you can access the structured.
Already, so it's already coded.
It's coded in a kind of prototype stage, and Ward Cunningham, who is like the founder of Wiki or the creator of Wiki, he does these videos where he explains what he has coded, and he says, let's try to see what this thing wants to become. So it's on that stage.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Thank you. We haven't got much time to continue to elaborate on that, but should anyone like to know more about containerization, containerization of the web, then
if you would go to containerist.org, then you would find further information. It's a website that's run by me and some colleagues now.
Good. Okay. You mentioned at the beginning of your presentation that you are half Russian, half German. So I don't know which part of you is Russian, but if the upper part, then probably when you were a kid, you saw this animation, this cartoon.
That's so nice. It's the wolf.
So as you live in a German-speaking country now, so probably that was your childhood. So
it's very nice.
So this is a little so this is a little gift for you, just to recall you the childhood. It's so important to be child in this business we do now, to be creative, and I hope it will remind you about this meeting and this conference.
He was the cool guy.
He still is.
Thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Konstantin. It was very nice to meet you. Thank you.